We will start our second session. In this session, we are going to have collaboration and practice from what we have been preparing for during our 1 hour break. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to have our lesson presentations, online lesson presentations, and the focus will be either on the foundational skills, that is numeracy or literacy. You will share the specific strand and substrand. The competence we are focusing on today is solving non-routine problems, which we dealt with in the morning. And we're also going to share the learning experiences, the learning activities, the assessment, as well as reflection. So that will be how the lesson to be presented will look like. And so because we already have some 2 people who are gonna or already volunteer to do that, we are going to start with them. And then we shall come back to this chart to pick a school that is going to help us or take part in the presentation. So I would like now to invite Jay Kimes. Jay Kimes, if you can hear me. Jay Kimes, if you can hear me. Hello.
Let me check if she has come in. We have 15 attendees, and Jay Kimes, she's not there in the class.
She's not yet there.
Even Nancy Mushiri is not there.
Oh.
So maybe you can request somebody else as they are coming.
Okay, so we request for a volunteer because we have all prepared. It's only that they had requested, they had expressed their desire to present. So let's have a volunteer who is going to start us off.
Nancy has not come yet.
Nancy Mushiri, she has just joined in. She's there.
Okay,
here,
so
yes.
Nancy Mushiri.
Yes, please.
If you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Kindly take the stage and share your lesson with us.
So Esther, maybe you can stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
Let me make Nancy a presenter. If she wants to share her screen, she can share.
Yeah, sure, that will be great.
Can I start?
Just a moment that you are made the presenter so that you are able to share your screen.
Okay, done that. I've done that, and Jay Kimes have now joined. They are both in now.
Okay. Okay, Nancy, if you are ready.
Yes, I'm ready. I start?
Yes.
Okay. My learning area is numeracy. The strand is numbers. The substrand is fractions. Learning outcomes. By the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to 1. Identify a quarter as part of a group. Group items into 4 equal parts. Then appreciate the importance of sharing. Key inquiry question. What is meant by a quarter as part of a whole? How can we present a quarter of a whole? The essence statement that the importance of teaching this to my learners is to train them to be fair as they share resources with members of the community in their day-to-day lives as a practice of a good citizen. The core competences they're going to acquire is critical thinking and problem solving as they count and group items into 4 equal groups. Then communication and collaboration as they discuss and group items while in their groups. Then there is learning to learn as they fold their papers into 4 equal parts appropriately. The values they will acquire is cooperation as they count items in groups and group them. Courtesy as they allow other members of their group to count. And then responsibility as they count keenly. PCI is citizenship as they learn how to share items equally. Learning experiences. I will engage my learners in counting of items, observing what the teacher is doing, grouping of items, folding and cutting, then listening to me. Organization of learning. It will take place in class and in groups. So now it's time to present the lesson. Good morning, class.
Good morning, teacher.
Yes, welcome to today's lesson. Our lesson today is on fraction, and specifically we are going to look at quarters. Okay, are we together, learners?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, it's only Esther who is answering. Can all of us be on board? Are we together, learners?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Yes. Now I'm going to do a narration. You listen to it carefully, and then after I narrate, I'm going to ask you questions. One day on a Sunday afternoon, you're seated at your dining table, ready to take your oranges, and your 4 of you with your brothers and sisters. Each one of you was to take half of an orange. And suddenly 4 of your friends came to visit you. What would you do? Can I hear some answers from you? Who can answer the question? Who can answer the question? Esther, can you try? I repeat the story again. Hello.
Nancy, you'll need to unmute yourself again because there was some noise.
Oh, okay. So I'm saying that on one Saturday afternoon, you're seated at your dining and you're 4 of you with your brothers and sisters, and each one of you was to take half of an orange. And all of a sudden, 4 of your friends came. What would you do? Can I get an answer from one of you? Each one of you was to take half an orange.
Hello.
And 4 of your friends come. Hello. Yes.
Hello, I'm lost.
there? Yeah.
Because each of them ate a half.
Yes.
And the oranges were 4. Hello?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you.
They ate a half.
Yes.
Each.
Yes.
And the oranges 4. So there were 2 more oranges left. They ate 2 and remained 2. So the 2 that remained were given to the 4 who came. So the 4 who came in ate a half each. Yeah, that is my answer.
I think you did not get the question well. The oranges were 4 halves. And each child was to take a half. But now the 4 friends came. So what will they do so that their friends also have a piece? What will they do?
Hello?
Yes?
Their friends will be given a quarter.
Yes.
They will.
That is one answer. That is one way.
Thank you.
Yes, that is one solution. Yes.
Teacher Nancy.
Yes.
May I answer? I'm Lucy.
Yes.
I think because the members, they had a half.
Yes.
Every member of the family will share that half with one friend so that they can cut that half into 2.
Yes.
So that every person can get a quarter of the orange.
Excellent. That is very good. It is good to share, and so these children are going to cut the half into quarters and share a quarter to the friends. That is very good. Now, I would want you to go to your groups. Remember, we have...
Teacher Nancy.
Sorry? Yes?
Teacher Nancy, other people have written their solution in the chat.
Yes.
Are you able to see them?
No, unfortunately, no.
So Magoda says, share the halves given again to each visitor. Joyce also says, share the halves to their friends. And also Edith says, share with them.
Yes, all those answers are correct. You share, and the best way to share, and so that you're fair, is to divide the halves into quarters and share to the 8 of you. Now, I want you to go to your groups. Remember, we have already created groups. We have 3 groups, group 1, 2, and 3. The group leaders go to the back of the class in the numeracy area and pick the counters and place them on the table. Group leaders, are you doing that? Group leaders, I want to see your counters. Can you display your container that has the counters? Where are the containers? Can I see them? Yes. Can I see the container? Okay, I hope you all have them. Now I want you to divide to confirm that each container has 16 counters. Someone is counting?
1,
Mary?
2.
John, are you counting in your group?
Yes, teacher.
Rose, are you doing it? Good, girls and boys, I can see you're working.
Teacher?
Yes.
You know, we are at home, so we cannot access the counters at the back of the class.
Okay, I had already given the group leaders, so can the group leaders do that?
Okay.
Quickly. Yes. Confirm that there are 16. Okay, can we now divide in each group led by the group leaders? Can you now divide the 16 counters into 4 equal groups? divide the 16 counters into 4 equal groups. How many do you get in each group? How many in each group?
Teacher Enos is raising his hand.
Yes, Enos?
4.
Yes, 4, very good. Another group?
Somebody also on the chat has written 4.
That's nice, that is great. So you have 4 counters in every group. So now, each of the group has 4 counters, and that is what we call a quarter. Remember, initially we had a whole group of 16, but after dividing them into 4, then we have made quarters. So each group has 4, and that is a quarter of the total, which was 16. Now I'm going to involve you in an activity. Each one of you to take a piece of paper. Take a piece of paper. Each one of you. Rose, I can see you don't have a paper. Can you look for one? Udessa, I can see you have a paper. Yes, Dr. Maina, that is good. So now we have a paper with you. I want you to divide that paper into 4 equal parts. Make sure that you have 4 equal parts. Do it your way, but I want to see 4 equal parts. Have you done that? Have you done that?
Yes.
Nice. Kamau, have you done that? Where is Michael? Michael Macharia, where are you? Michael Macharia, where are you? Can you display your paper? Can we display our papers? Yes. So you can see clearly that the paper has 4 parts. Yeah, it has 4 parts. These ones, you can see them, 4 parts. So when you identify part 1, this is a quarter of the whole paper. The second one is a quarter of the whole paper. Is it clear?
Yes,
Is
teacher.
it clear? Yes. So that is how we get a quarter of the whole. So now, on your paper again, when you remove one part, when you remove one part of the whole, what is going to remain? When you remove 1/4 of the whole, what is going to remain?
Teacher?
Yes.
There are 3 other quarters.
Yes, 3 other quarters will remain. And that way we cannot, when you remove 1/4, we cannot say that that is a whole. So a whole must have 4 quarters.
Quarters.
Yes, a whole must have 4 quarters. Is it clear?
Yes,
Is it
teacher.
clear?
Yes, teacher.
Now, I have another assignment for you. Joan had 20 oranges. Joan had 20 oranges.
Yes.
Yes, she gave Jane 1/4 of them. She gave Jane 1/4 of them. How many oranges remained? Joan had 20 oranges. She gave Jane 1/4 of them. How many remained? Someone? Where is Matthew? Matthew, can I hear you? Matthew?
They are writing on the chat, teacher.
Yes. Hello. How many? Yes.
Yeah. It's Lois.
Yes.
Yeah. So she gave
Right.
is 5. So the remaining
Sorry?
is 15 pages. 15.
Very good. The answer is 15. So what have you done to get 15?
Okay, I have said a quarter
Yes.
of 20. I
Yes.
have taken the 20 averages,
Yes.
arranged, divided by 4. That is 4, 4, 4. I put them in groups of 4, and the groups of 5. So she gave 5, and she was remaining with 15.
Very nice. That is correct. Very good. Then I have another one. You have 60 mandazis. What is a quarter of 60? If you have 60 mandazis, if you have 60 mandazis, how many mandazis will be in each quarter? If you have 60 mandazis, how many mandazis will be in each quarter? Someone? Someone to answer that. If you had 60 mandazis, how many mandazis will be in each quarter?
Hello?
Yes, Enoch?
It is Matthew.
Or Matthew?
We are going to have 50 mandazi each quarter.
Sorry?
We are going to have 15 mandazis in each quarter.
Very nice, Matthew. That is well done. Then another one. I hope you're keen and you're listening carefully. Jane's quarter had 4 oranges. Jane's quarter had 4 oranges. Rose had 2 quarters of the oranges. And John had the other quarter. Okay, I repeat again. Jane's quarter had 4 oranges. Rose had 2 quarters of the oranges. And John had the other quarter. How many oranges did Rose and John have? How many oranges did Rose and John have? How many oranges did Rose and John have?
Kindly repeat the question.
Okay, Jane's quarter had 4 oranges. Rose had 2 quarters of the oranges. And John had the other quarter. How many oranges did Rose and John have? Yes? What? A few seconds remaining. Yes, I can see you're working. That is good. Who is ready with the answer? Grace Otieno? Cairo Francis? Are you ready? Matthew?
I didn't get the question again. Would you please repeat it again?
Okay. Jane's quarter had 4 oranges. Rose had 2 quarters of the oranges. And John had the other quarter. How many oranges did Rose and John have?
Okay. Do you want them together or you want them individually?
Individually, so, Rose, how many? And John, how many?
Rose has 8. And John is 4. Rose has 8.
Yes.
And John has 4. John has 4.
Well done. That is correct. That is very good. Rose had 8 and John had 4. So what is the total number of oranges for the 3? Someone else? The total number of
16.
oranges for the 3? 16. Very well done. That is good.
16.
So we have come to the end of our lesson. Yes?
Can he show his working? Can he explain how he has done it?
Oh, yes, yes. Kindly explain how you have done it so that those who have not gotten can understand. Tell us how you have gotten Rose 8 and John 4.
We are told that Jane has a quarter.
Yes.
And her quarter has 4 oranges.
Yes.
Again, we are told that Rose has 2 quarters.
Yes.
If quarter for Jane is 4, then 2 quarters for Rose are 8.
Yes.
We are remaining with the other quarter, which we are told that it is with John.
Yes.
And so it means that John and Jane have both quarters and
Yes, we can't hear you.
So, yes, I am saying.
Yes.
From your statement is that Jane and John has equal share. They have both quarters.
Yeah.
And Jane has 4, so John has 4.
That's nice. That is correct working.
Yes.
Someone else has a comment?
Teacher Nancy?
Yes.
May I explain how I did it myself?
Yes, please.
I'm Lucy.
Yeah.
I used a paper.
Yes.
I folded the paper into 4.
Yes.
So that I can have 4 quarters.
Yes.
And then 1 quarter, it belongs to Jane, and we are told that quarter is 4 oranges.
Yes.
So for Rose, if she is having
You're breaking.
So Rose will have 8 oranges. I was saying, the first quarter, which belonged to Jane, had 4 oranges.
Yeah.
The one for Rose had two quarters of the oranges. So I'll shade 2 quarters, which will belong to Rose, and
yes. Yes. Hello there.
We have 4.
Okay. That is very well done.
Yeah.
Although there is a problem of network, you're breaking a bit, but I hope the rest have heard. That is nice. So now we are coming to the end of our lesson. And in conclusion, we can say that when we divide a whole into 4 equal parts, the parts form a quarter of the whole. Okay? Have you heard? What have we learned today? What have we learned?
When we divide a whole into 4, we get a quarter of the whole.
4 equal parts. You must say 4
equal parts.
Yes. It forms a quarter of the whole. That is very nice. So when you go home, with the help of your parents and your guardians, list for me 10 items that you can divide into 4 equal parts. 10 items that you can divide into 4 equal parts. Thank you very much. So how was my lesson, children? Can I hear your comment? That is the end of my lesson.
All right, thank you very much, Nancy. Can we appreciate her? Can we give her flowers? Can we give her flowers? Flowers, flowers. Thank you very much. So it's time for us to give her feedback. We need to give her feedback. I would request us to input the feedback, to write our feedback on the chat. And remember, we are using the PIPS model. We are using the PIPS model to give feedback. So kindly let us give feedback on WhatsApp and also on chat. Now as teachers. Let's take some 2 minutes for that. Feedback for that.
Lynette says the lesson was well presented and learner-centered.
Okay.
Somebody said we enjoyed cutting the papers.
Thank you.
Let me see on
From WhatsApp.
Let me see from WhatsApp. Oh, WhatsApp. The use of pieces of paper was very smart and easily available in our homes. Teacher projection, voice projection was good. That is Karen Dungu. Martha says a well-presented lesson. It's Matthew who said the use of pieces of paper was very smart. Peter Kinudia says the teacher kept the learners occupied with lots of activities. That is true. Magode says, well done, good explanation and elaborative working. Lynette says the lesson was well presented and learner-centered. Loy says activities were captivating. Let me see if there's anyone more. The flow was good. A good presentation, learner-centered, questions well distributed, use of locally available resources, low cost, no cost, good lesson, well presented. Yeah, very positive remarks for the teacher.
Thank you, Enos. Frida also says, great lesson, Nancy. You provoked critical thinking. Next time, check on gender balance. You did well with teaching and learning aids. So remember, we are using the PIPS model. So we are looking at what specific praise, and then we are also looking at areas of improvement so that the teacher can be able to improve. So I can say that Frida has given us a PIPS feedback, or a feedback using the PIPS model, which is very good. So we really need to focus on this and also maintain our focus, which is on non-routine problems. So as you look through the lesson, you're also checking, was there a non-routine problem? Was there assessment for learning, as of learning, end of learning? Was there reflection? So those are some of the areas we need to focus on. Were the various areas captured? And so as J Times prepares, I could request Dr. G to give feedback on that lesson, please.
How are you having fun?
I think yesterday we learned PIP, And the way we are giving feedback, we should also follow that. I'm just keen on knowing what people are observing and the kind of feedback. Thank you, Madam, for sharing your lesson. It was very well introduced. All the aspects were addressed and there's clarity. So we knew what we are going to do in our lesson in terms of values, PCI. So as I was participating, it was not your lesson, but it was our lesson. That was very clear. And then you moved us and we are participating. Something which I wish we could also address is that let's try online teaching. So we don't demonstrate a class there, but we are teaching. We identify some few students and we involve them so that we see how it goes for online. So that lesson was well delivered and there was clarity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. G, for that. And I think all the areas of the lesson were captured. But on the part of reflection, kindly provide more time for learners to reflect. And I think we need to separate the two reflections. There is reflection as a student and reflection as a teacher. So when we are in the classroom, we need to reflect as students. What did we like about that lesson? And so you could have provided more time for children or your students to be able to reflect. And then there is this other bit of reflecting as participants and as teachers. Thank you very much, Nancy, for that lesson. So I wish to call on Jay Kimes now. Jay Kimes, if you can hear me, kindly unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm around.
You're welcome. Let me stop sharing so that you're able to share.
Yes, thank you so much. And good morning, boys and girls.
Morning, teacher.
Morning.
After that mathematics lesson, can we breathe in? Out. In again. Yes, and today we want to look at music. Yay! You like music?
Yay!
Yes, like music.
Very good. This is grade 4, and our learning area is music. Our strand is performing. Our substrand is action songs. And by the end of the substrand, they should be able to sing action songs individually and also in groups. And we are going to look at the communication, that is the core competencies, where we are going to sing different songs individually in groups so that we can ensure we communicate specific messages. Then we are going to have collaboration where we are going to perform in groups. We are going to check self-efficacy as learners present as individuals. And we are going to look at digital literacy. When I give you assignment, our key inquiry question is, why do we sing? Are we together, boys and girls?
Yes, teacher.
Very good. Now, our lesson begins now. And I will begin by asking Teacher Esther to sing for us a short song that she knows.
Teacher Esther Wamboi Ndongo.
All right. Fine, as Esther prepares herself, let me ask Dr. Maina Gioko if you have any short song that you can sing for us.
Let me do it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, please.
Nasikia sauti, nasikia sauti, sauti ya mama, sauti ya baba. Sasa ni saa 6, kwa heri mwalimu, tuonane kesho.
Thank you so much. Let's clap for her. Wonderful. So as she was singing, I saw some of us nodding their heads like this. And I saw my tapping. I saw Annington's the fingers. And that shows us that the song was flowing in us. Now, I want us to sing, all of us to sing together, this song that says, Mabata Mandogo, Mabata Mandogo. 1, 2, sing. Mabata Mandogo, Yana Ogeleya, Yana Ogeleya, Kashamba Tuli, Lami Tia Juu. Yanasema kwa kwa kwa, yanasema kwa kwa, katika shamba zuri la miti ya juu. Now before I get to the point, I'll give you another song for us to listen to, and then just listen to this song, Dogo. Just a moment. Kidogo to share the song together with. Just a moment. Listen to this song.
Are you still on?
I believe you are still listening to the song.
We can't hear.
We can't hear the song.
Yes, teacher.
We can't hear the song.
Oh my, I thought you were hearing the song. We can sing it. Oh my. Then we sing it together. It's about Mabata Mandogo still. Now let's clap our hands like this. Mabata Mandogo Ndogo, Mabata Mandogo Ndogo, naogelea, naogelea katika shamba nzuri la miti ya juu. Everybody, as we clap. Hello?
Hello?
Let's sing as please.
Mabata. Mabata madogo dogo. Naogelea katika shamba mzuri ya miti ya juu.
Yanasema
kwa 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 kwa.
Yanasema kwa 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 kwa. Shamba nzuri la miti ya. Now, boys and girls, I will ask you one question as we sang the song. Which part of your body did you use when you are singing? You can give your answer on the chat, or you can raise your hand and give us the answer. Which part of the body did you use when you were singing? Hello? Very good. Can see.
They are writing on the chat, teacher.
Please read them for us.
They are saying mouth and hands. Veronica says my hand. Lois Mudoni also says hand.
Very good.
Yeah, they are saying
Anybody else?
hands and shoulders.
Very nice. And the feet, anybody who talks about the feet? Thank you. Let's appreciate those answers. Now, I want us to see, and then you tell me that we are going to sing softly and loudly. You mabata madogo, mabata madogo. Katika shamba zuri la miti ya juu, yanasema kwa kwa kwa, yanasema kwa kwa kwa, katika shamba zuri la miti ya juu. Now, let's start to listen to the song. Which words were we able to sing softly? Which word in the song did we sing softly? We can get the answers in the chat, or you raise your hand and you're going to see your hand. If you did the song, we can still sing it again.
Anne says mabata.
Good. Yes, thank you, Anne. Somebody else.
Let's write on chat and
If
WhatsApp.
you listen to the song, we are saying, mabata madogo, mabata madogo, yanogelea, yanogelea, katika shamba nzuri la miti ya juu, katika shamba nzuri la miti ya juu. Now with the song, which words? Very good, yanaogelea. Thank you, Kyoko. Yanaogelea. I can see that. Somebody else?
You have written yanaogelea.
Good. Now let's look at this part. And I want us all to sing together. Yanasema kwa kwa kwa. Yanasema kwa kwa kwa. Zuri la miti ya juu. I want us to sing together that part. Yanasema kwa kwa
kwa. Yanasema
kwa kwa
kwa.
Thank you. If you listen to that song, that's part where we are saying, yanasema kwa kwa kwa, tunasema in soft voice, yanasema, and then kwa kwa kwa, sauti ya juu. So those are the words in the song that are sung loudly. The words as we sang the song. Now I want us to sing in groups. We have Veronica Modoni. Veronica, if you are there, you are going to sing with your group there. Massimo Aola, with your group, you sing one. I don't know whether Huntington is there. Now let's listen to Veronica Modoni and the team as they sing. Veronica, are you there? Yes, thank you. Please let's hear the news. Veronica. Veronica, Joanna, let's hear the song from that group. Unmute yourselves. Hello. Hello.
Unmute yourself, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Veronica.
Okay, meanwhile, let's hear Massimo Mora. Massimo, are you there?
Unmute yourselves, Veronica.
I have.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Mabata madogo, mabata madogo,
yana ogelea katika shamba zuri
na miti ya juu
yanasema kwa katika shamba zuri
na miti ya juu.
Thank you, Group 1. Thank you so much. Appreciate Group 1 for me, please. I am Massimo. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, but there is interaction of network.
There is a lot of.
I'm here, but there is interaction of network.
We can hear you, man.
Yes, I'm saying, but I cannot hear well because there is an interaction of network.
Oh.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, please. Let's hear you.
I'm saying,
yes.
I didn't hear well. I didn't hear well because there is interaction of network.
Now we can hear you clear. I want to hear you sing the song Mabata Madogo and just sang in the class.
Teacher.
Yes.
Let me help Mercy.
Thank you so much. Please do so. Who am I? Is that Lucy Mwaura?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Lucy. I can see you. I can hear you.
Mabata madogo, mabata madogo, yanaogelea katika shamba nzuri la miti ya juu. Yanasema kwa katika shamba nzuri la miti ya juu.
Thank you so much, Lucy Mwaura. Wonderful. You've really helped Mwauras. Thank you so much. Now, boys and girls, we have looked at action songs. The song we were singing, we call them action songs. Can we say together, action songs? Because we are using action. Therefore, when we are clapping our hands as we sing, when we tap our feet as we sing, when we are nodding our heads as we sing, and even we can hum. That's why we call them action songs. Now, I want somebody to tell me, why do we sing songs? Why do we sing songs, boys and girls?
For enjoyment.
Yes?
For enjoyment.
Is that Dr. Yoko?
Hello.
Yes,
For
can I hear you?
enjoyment.
For enjoyment, yes, and that is Cairo?
Is Macharia.
Somebody
thank
on
you,
WhatsApp says,
thank you for enjoyment. Yes.
Most welcome.
Somebody says on WhatsApp for stress management.
Yes, very good. Thank you so much. To manage stress. When you feel you are stressed, you find yourself singing. Another reason why we sing?
For learning.
To learn, because we can be able to learn different languages. Like now we are singing in Kiswahili. You can also decide to sing in your language. You can also decide to sing in English. Any other reason why we sing, boys and girls?
Rachel says, for communicating a certain message.
Excellent, communicate a certain message. Good. Somebody else? Thank you so much. Those are some of the reasons why we sing. Very nice and important reason. It is to build, to ensure that our muscles are relaxed. It is part, especially if you go to the gymnasium, you find people put songs and they sing, especially the action songs. When people are doing aerobics, and when you find, when we go for different, sing different types of songs. Now, can somebody come up occasions where we sing different types of songs? For example, some of the places where we sing different songs.
Rachel says weddings.
Yes, in the weddings, very good.
Somebody says church.
In the church, very good. Somebody else? What
Somebody
about
says funeral.
Yes, in the funerals, very good. And in the birthdays, when we are celebrating different occasions. Thank you very much, boys and girls. And as we are drawing near to the end of our lesson, I want to give us an assignment. And this assignment, we are going to do it at home. You're going to sing a song and ask your parents to record you as you sing. Remember, we said that we are going to expose ourselves in the digital devices. How are we going to expose ourselves in digital devices? It is asking our parents to record us as we sing. We together, boys and girls?
Yes, teacher.
So when you go home, ask record you as you sing. And when they finish recording, let them send what you have sung in my WhatsApp platform. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Teacher J. Kimes. I'm going to share just a minute as I share. So in the meantime, we need to give feedback to the teacher. We need to give feedback to the teacher. And I have shared a link to the form. I have shared a link to a form where you are going to input your feedback. So this can be done later, but now we can write our feedback on the chat and WhatsApp also. We can give feedback on the chat and WhatsApp also in view of these different aspects. Let's give Teacher J. Kimes feedback using the PIPS model. So we are waiting for feedback. Using the PIPS model. Let us try using the PIPS model. I can see on WhatsApp somebody has said creativity was well. Another Grace says the teacher was very jolly. Remember we learned yesterday, those are praises. Can we say specifically what was good about it? What are the areas of improvement? And we also give a general praise for that particular lesson. Let's try using the PIPS model. Enos, anything on chat?
Yes, a very entertaining lesson on music. Teacher was audible and involved all learners. Improve on connectivity. That is Magode Penina.
Thank you, Magode.
Cairo Francis says she was very lively. Lucy Maura says it was interesting lesson, but she was a bit fast. The learners enjoyed the song. Veronica says the teacher involved all her learners when she grouped them to sing. Lois says the lesson was awesome. No classwork. A good lesson. Kudos. Rachel says infusion of digital literacy well done, and there was potential engagement. Noise interruptions need to improve on background noise as well. I think noise background was not from her side, it was from elsewhere. Lynette, teacher was audible and involved learners.
Thank you very much. We also have some from WhatsApp. Matthew says the teacher had good mastery of content, then work on your network and continue the good work. Then Edith says good introduction, learner-centered, audible, then improve on tasks. They were very many, I think. And then the other one is teacher was creative and audible enough. Thank you very much for that feedback. The rest of us, we can be able to click on the link on the chat, and then we give feedback to the teachers from what we have been able to observe. So I'll call upon Enos to give us feedback on that particular lesson. Enos, please.
Okay, so I think as it has been mentioned by some of the people, that the activities were quite engaging. They were exciting. The teacher was showing first the learners and then allowing the learners to do the activity. So generally, the teacher was in control of the class. She was in control of the content, in control of the students, and she grouped the learners. Okay, she put the learners in groups, which was also a good thing, and gave an opportunity for each of the groups to participate. However, noting that this was an online lesson, there were interruptions because, you know, the speeds of internet and everything. So the streaming was not very synchronized. So maybe what the teacher could have done would have been to just ask one individual learner, like Enos sing or sing, rather than ask the learners to sing in a group, because of the different buffing sessions, thus making, you know, the music a bit different. And then the other thing that I think was very good is that the teacher was timely, the activities were timely, and the teacher was actually motivated. Like the teacher we had earlier on and the teacher we had yesterday, this motivation was actually getting into the learners. So I am yet to see the non-routine problem showing up. I think Esther maybe will talk a little bit about that. We were focusing mainly on the non-routine problems. So we were expecting to see a non-routine problem somewhere. Maybe it was there or it wasn't there because I stood up to do something for a minute. So I don't know, Esther, maybe you can comment on that, or Dr. Maina or Dr. Ambogu, whoever is ready to comment on that. Did we see any routine or non-routine?
Okay, so if I may comment on that, I think we need to focus on the CTPS attribute of the day.
Yeah.
We were focusing on non-routine problems today, so that has to come out through our lesson. So as Enos says, that was not very evident. So for subsequent sections, we need to always bear in mind that the attribute of the CTPS has to be very evident. What is it that we are focusing on, and is it clear on my session? Thank you. Maybe Dr. G, you have something as we wind up?
It seems to have dropped off.
Okay, so thank you very much. Again, the other aspect is on the learning outcomes. We have different domains, that is the cognitive, the affective, and also the psychomotor. We need to be able to give all the three that the learners are going to be involved in. What is the cognitive learning outcome? What is the affective? And what is the psychomotor? Okay, so we have had several teachers taking the stage and sharing with us. There are some schools which have not been represented at all. So I would encourage us in our next sessions, kindly let us have all the schools take part, so that as you go back to your working stations, you already have that experience of an online teaching. So these are the various areas we have focused on, and we have seen them coming out also in the class. The teacher was able to allow the students to collaborate, to discuss, and also to practice. I love that aspect of calling on some learners to sing from their homes. That brought out the aspect of assessment, which was very key. The only thing that missed is the reflection bit for teacher J. Kimes. You need to give your learners an opportunity to reflect on how the lesson was, what they loved about the lesson, how they experienced that particular lesson. Then also all these other aspects were there. So we need to move on and look at all these other aspects. What are the adoptables? And what are the adaptables? So that you are able to populate your portfolio. And I need to make it clear that this portfolio we are telling you to populate every day, this is what we shall be using on our last day as we plan what we are going to do after this training. So make sure you pick the adoptables, you pick the adaptables, put them on your e-portfolio because this will come in very handy. So I want us to take about 2 minutes to populate our e-portfolio and share also on chat. Let's also share on chat and WhatsApp. What is it that you're taking from this session? What is it that you are learning and you would wish to replicate in your classroom? Let's take 2 minutes to share our thoughts on WhatsApp and chat.
Good. Thank you. And need any help, I can be about. As I think now I'm inside of.
So those are the various aspects that the portfolio could have. So we are waiting to see your inputs on WhatsApp and chat on what is your adoptable and adaptable. Anything on chat, Enos? We're waiting for your inputs.
Sorry. Always identify routine and non-routine problems in every lesson. That is Penina Magothe. Edith Njeri says technological innovation increases the value of learning. Hence, it's a value to invest on as we prepare the future jobs, for the future jobs.
Thank you.
Let me see if there's anything on WhatsApp. WhatsApp. To encourage teachers to make use of online teaching and learning, that is Ann Benson. There are to be used non-routine problems. Let's see. Teachers should use musical instruments for accompanying to song for enjoyment. I think that's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I know there are others who had also prepared for this session and for this particular CTPS attribute. I would ask us also to share our lesson on WhatsApp and chat so that we can also look at it and be able to give feedback and help one another to improve on our lesson. So you can input your lesson on chat or on WhatsApp, then we shall look at it and be able to give feedback. Matthew says, I will involve learners by calling their names, giving them tasks and the demonstrations must be clear for the camera. Then Robert says, child-centered, interactive, the mastery of content was good. So what is it that you are taking home?
Jake Yams'
What is
hands
it that
is
you're
up.
taking home? Yes?
There's a hand up from Jake Yams. Maybe she wants to say something.
Okay, Jay Kimes?
Kimes, sorry, Kimes.
Thanks. I just wanted to ask a question. In the middle of the lesson, my data depleted and I had to copper or core data. Now I'm wondering, how are we going to survive the next few days?
Okay, so I think that's a question you can raise with Vida.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can raise that with Vida. So that you are guided accordingly.
Thank you.
Thank you too. So before we come to this, there are several schools in this classroom, and we have had participants from specific schools. So I would like to give an opportunity for schools that have not participated to take the chance as we prepare for the next session, because we have had some people from the Goto teachers. We have had some people from J. Kimes. You're from which school? J. Kimes?
Dimbegua.
Dimbegua has been represented. Wilta. So what I'm requesting is we need volunteers for tomorrow. Volunteers for tomorrow, just like we have been having, so that we all take part. And if your school has not been represented, I would kindly request that you take the opportunity so that we all experience this learning moment. So I'm waiting for hands up on the chat, on the volunteering list, so that we have people ready for the attribute we shall be dealing with tomorrow. So kindly, Enos, check if we have hands up.
Okay. No hand up yet.
Sorry. So we have had the Mbigua, we have had the Goto. Wilta, which institution? And Mungai?
Kiawanda.
Kiawanda, that is Wilta?
Yes, Kiawanda.
And Mungai?
Gatara.
Gatara, thank you very much. So we still have very many schools. So kindly let's take up the chance for us to be able to participate. So I'm waiting for hands, for volunteers who will take part. Anyone on WhatsApp or chat?
There's anything on WhatsApp?
Kindly let's mute our mics.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Somebody.
Kindly let's mute our mics.
Let me mute all and then you unmute yourself, Esther. Unmute yourself.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm just checking on WhatsApp. Nothing has been said there. No hand is up yet.
Okay. So
do we just ballot?
Yeah, I think we might have to ballot because we want everyone to experience this great moment. So we have Kibi, we have Miri, we have Gitombo, we have Wangware, Kirasha, Mwihoko, and yeah. Okay, I have seen somebody on WhatsApp, that is Edith, saying I will. Okay. Edith, which school? Edith, which school?
Unmute your mic, Edith.
Which school, Edith? Kindly unmute yourself. Kindly unmute yourself. Okay, she says Gitombo. All right. So we have somebody from Gitombo. The other schools, we need many. In fact, all the schools should be involved. So we have Gitombo. The remaining schools?
Maybe what we can do, Esther.
Yes.
That since we have the list of schools and the teachers from there, we can do a secret ballot and then we shall communicate to them privately for those that will present.
Okay.
If they allow us to do that, yeah.
All right. So that's another alternative we can use. Our desire is that everybody experiences or gets the experience of this moment so that we all learn. This is the way to go. Online learning and teaching is here with us. So thank you very much, everybody, for participating. And before we do the closing remark. Before we do the closing remark, I will ask if we have any visitor from South Africa to make a comment. Then we can end our session. Anybody from South Africa? Our visitors? And else, can you see any?
Let me check. No. Looks like they did not join us in the afternoon. I mean, in the second session.
Okay. So as we come to the close, I don't know whether Dr. G is back with us yet.
He came back on and dropped off again. I think maybe he's having issues with the Safaricom network.
It's okay. So, colleagues, I would really like to thank you very, very much for taking the bold step of sharing your lesson online. I know it's a new area that we're experiencing, but this is the way to go. So let us take it positively. Let us practice sharing. And like I mentioned earlier, there is a link I have shared on the chat. We will share the same on WhatsApp so that you are able to give constructive feedback for those teachers who have presented today. We shall use the same form for the subsequent feedback that we shall be giving even in tomorrow's session. We were supposed also to have used it yesterday and the previous day to give feedback so that we are able to help each other, and particularly the teachers who present their lessons to be able to shape up and improve their lessons. Enos, if you have anything to say as a closing remark?
I think today's class was extremely active and everybody participated very well. Very exciting. We were kept on our toes by the teachers. We never had an opportunity to relax. We sang, we clapped, we counted, and we did most of those activities with the teachers. So we enjoyed this, and thank you very much, everyone, for taking us through this. We have learned a lot from you as well.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Yes, Madam Esther.
Yes.
Madam Esther, we have not
I can hear you.
yet. We have not registered yet.
Oh, okay.
Yes. For the whole day.
The link for registration is on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, the registration link is on the WhatsApp group, yeah.
Yeah, so kindly make sure you register before it closes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Nancy, for that observation.
Esther?
Right. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Just remind them that the registration form, it is the same, whether it's written for Abdi, it's the same for Dr. G and Abdi's class. So they just use the same.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, HO. So we are using the same form for both classes, for Dr. G and for Abdi. Thank you for that clarification.